Starting lineup: Timo, Wukong, Echo, Twitch, Tom. Up against Timo, Shaco, Lux, Caitlyn, Poppy. Rating of the picks for a casual game: Timo as a top, 6. Echo as a mid, 6. Twitch as a shooter, 7. Tom as support, 10. Timo as a top, 6. Shaco in the jungle. Given the lack of contributions that we've seen from Shaco in recent games, mostly because of the fact that he struggles to take on grubs or dragons by himself, or drakes by himself, we're gonna bump him down from a 9 to an 8. That's an 8 because he still scares young new players, causing a lot of confusion. There are few champions who are so one-sidedly effective for casuals. On an individual that doesn't understand the game, Shaco can work wonders to bully beginners. Beginners and people who struggle understanding the concepts of the game. Lux as a mid, 9. Caitlyn as a shooter, 10. Poppy as a support, 10. Moving on. Which biggest pure weapon in the game? His contaminate ability is going to go way up when he starts carrying weapons. In this kind of casual play, ending up with the magical combination of Twitch and Tom has to be really depressing for your enemies, because you can tell all the things that could never happen if this support was a Jhin or a Jinx, or some of the other clown stuff that we see in the support slot. The sticky effect that Tom applies allows Twitch more time to build up his deadly venom here. He's carrying a weapon at this point already. Absolutely pure, all-out offensive character, pure, all-out offensive build. You're gonna amplify that deadly venom. You know that you stack the maximum amount because of the fact that Tom gave you the time, and then Twitch, other than that, all about giving the enemy the illusion that you have enough time to pull back, which you clearly don't. Yeah, and we see, as per our usual arrangement, every time I dive in, somebody leaves, so I end up having to do most of it myself. In this case, Tom leaves. That is very unfortunate timing for you to go on a shopping trip. I can get Caitlyn down really low using my Ignite Summoner spell. I can also keep her in the bottom lane longer by using Cyclone. In this case, much like playing Substitute Tom, and then when you're downing somebody with Twitch and he's somewhat awake and he knows how to play, you're most likely never going to get that kill, because whenever a target gets low, he just activates those stacks that he puts on targets, and as long as it's not a dozen targets or he simply forgets to activate it, the ability to activate Contaminate and make use of the deadly venom all at once, arguably the best kill stealing tool in the game. Poppy takes the time to place a ward here. Her timing is not going to be opportune. The Oracle Lens here is going to give away her presence, and this is going to be one of the rare times that Twitch is not quick enough to use that Contaminate. And this is lag on Twitch's part, or it's slowing down, or it's trying to share the kills. But with Poppy's health that low, he can activate that at any point in time. He has 5 stacks here, that's more than enough to steal that kill at will. We have the chase here, Shaco going in a little too deep, and Echo is gonna use Time Winder here, slow him down. Lux tries to help with the little root, and Twitch doesn't have enough movement speed here to contribute significantly. It would be interesting for this kind of endeavor to see what Twitch could do if he had Yomu. I didn't invest in a weapon, and that's going to result in Echo being forced to flash in and use his ultimate. Once again, with a contaminate spam here, Twitch could have probably finished him off. He has 2 stacks here. See how low I get him. If he pressed contaminate, probably be enough. So Twitch could have had that one as well. Yeah, and this is the price I pay offensively for going with tank items, winning items. I get to play assist here. Got a lot of mobility with Nimbus and the clone. And on every level that I can think of, Echo is really just a goofy copy of the Great Zed. Essentially, the mechanism is exactly the same. And a very rare case can be made here for getting some extra movement speed for Mr. Twitch here. Yeah, and if you're playing at this range with Caitlyn, at this point in the game when Twitch has been snowballing, you're gonna have a pretty rough time. This is not really the way Caitlyn works. You don't like go and hug them. Yeah, and if you have to list maybe the best things about Wukong, so many things that can be accomplished. I've played Guardian Angel and saved some people's lives. Defensively, I've slowed people down and been able to tear them up before they had the time to retreat under turrets. I've been able to interrupt other people's ultimates like Jin or Fortune. In this specific case, they're going all out and basically becoming emotionally charged with the idea of Twitch beating them up. They're clearly in specific pursuit of Twitch in an irrational kind of desire to get him down, kind of playing more for personal reasons here than anything else. And they dive in after him, but the Cyclone can just interrupt anything. And if you get the Shaco attacks entirely uninterrupted in this play, Twitch having no life pool being the most fragile character in the video game, if you just lean on him with Shaco, you're most likely going to get him down despite everything. One of the things the Cyclone is so good at is playing Guardian Angel defensively here. Just, you're not getting near him because every time you touch him, I pop Cyclone and you're going up in the air. This is also a very good way to win the hearts of your fellow players and to increase cohesion. Yeah, this spacing and this approach also just doesn't make any sense. You really symbolize chaos here with this completely meandering about. And you have to wonder, like, initially there, like, where are you going as Caitlyn? And now the ultimates on, what is that, Ace in the Hole on Tom? So you're using your ultimate on Tom when he's at life, like what, 90%, 95% life? You're gonna use your ultimate on him? Just utter dysfunction. I mean, if you randomly started pushing buttons under your tower, you would come up with more coherent plays than this Poppy, Caitlyn, and Shaco. Everything that they're doing here falls apart and is bringing out whatever weakness there is in their lineup. This is actually further enhanced by the fact that especially Poppy and Caitlyn are extremely capable champions and very easy to play, relatively speaking. So it makes it even more stand out that you're in complete chaos here. And there are things where you're just wondering, like, suppose that you had not been intercepted by Twitch here. Where were you going? Like, this is a path that Zed would take, or a path that Talon would take. As Caitlyn, where are you going here? What if this worked out? Where were you headed? It's just, there's no thinking here. And when there's no thinking at all, you're better off just randomly pushing buttons. At least you're gonna get some rhythm out of that, at the very least. But yeah, emotions are in control here. And you're nervous, you're overthinking everything. To be honest, like, you would struggle to make Poppy and Caitlyn look worse than this, because it looks terrible here. It looks absolutely terrible. It makes no sense whatsoever what they're doing. You see also, like, the ultimate here being completely wasted. Both Caitlyn's ace in the hole used on Tahm Kench at 95% health, and then you have Poppy using her ultimate on Tahm Kench did absolutely nothing. Taking a look at the scoreboard here, we have a great miracle here. We have a correct application of Ruined King and correct appropriate usage of Ruined King. This is indeed a Twitch item. What we saw in the footage suggests that the Berserker Greaves are not really giving you the movement that you require to hunt down targets. I would personally really like to see this 1100 here, this 1000 here, and this 875 here, which are partially being used here to put together the collector. I would really prefer to see Yomu here, because the active ability of Yomu would have most likely been able to chase down, would have most likely provided the ability to chase down that enemy. Also, the collector by itself, you did very well here, but the collector is not per se the best item for Twitch because he's already a kill-stealing machine. The collector is typically used to freely hand you kills as long as you attack people under 5% health. But Twitch already has that with his deadly venom and with his deadly poison. Yeah, we see the great Tahm Kench turning idiots into great men, able to camouflage anything. One thing that Tahm Kench has done for me personally is when I started playing ranked, I frequently opted for Heartsteel without protection, without any armor with it, without any magic resist with it, just pure Heartsteel to keep me alive, because I had incorrectly learned by way of playing Tahm Kench that Heartsteel could keep me alive, which it can't on any champion other than Tahm Kench. Heartsteel is not enough to keep you alive by itself. And we see the same thing here. You're primarily here for, you only got Sunfire all the way at the end, so you're primarily protecting yourself here with steel caps that has 25 armor and 45 movement speed on it. This is of course idiotic, but despite the fact that you're tanking with 25 armor instead of just getting like Thornmail instead, you're tanking here with 25 armor, and despite that you only have 2 deaths. You went 6, 2, and 4. That is purely the natural indestructibility and invulnerability of Tahm Kench. That has nothing to do with your brilliant item choices here. This is just raw champion abilities. We have here a jungler. Is this supposed to stand for Romanian Fury or for Rome Fury or something? This individual is attempting to get nominated for the worst item choices of the year here. So you have the brilliant Boots of Swiftness that are going to keep you alive, and then you have Eclipse. Eclipse is in no way a Shaco item. You would have to hit a champion with 2 separate attacks or abilities within 2 seconds. It would grant you a shield for 2 seconds. This is a niche item. Individuals who can use this Zed theoretically. Champions like Riven, to a lesser extent Lee Sin. But yeah, if you're going to run this build like this 1,000 times, then you are going to lose 1,000 times. The good news is this: if you just start randomly clicking things, you will do better. So it can only get better unless you adhere to this deep wisdom here. And you just are going to commit. Because as many times as you're gonna try this is gonna keep going wrong every single time. To end on a sort of reflection here, is there anyone a little bit frightened at this complete lack of self-evaluating that you find in this community? Don't you think that it is a little bit frightening that all of these people got away 0 times with their movement speed and they were able to slip away 0% of the time? We saw this Poppy with her boots of swiftness getting caught every single time. We saw this Shaco getting stuck every single time. Does anybody at any point reflect and go, maybe I can try something else? Because if that never happens, you're just gonna be stuck here forever. That's going to be the same for everything.
A summoner has disconnected. A summoner has reconnected.
You got it. Bring me a real challenge.
First blood.
Show me the path.
An enemy has been slain.
Adapt to all situations.
An enemy has been slain.
Never settle for second. My place is at the top. My journey's only beginning. Who questions my ability?
executed.
Every mistake is a lesson. Adapt to all situations. Never settle for second. Show me the path. My place is at the top. Who questions my ability? My journey's only beginning. Bring me a real challenge. Every mistake is a lesson.
An enemy has been slain.
You got it. Just try it. Never settle for second. Adapt to all situations. My place is at the top. questions my ability?
Rampage.
My journey's only beginning.
Shut down.
Show me the
Rampage.
path. Every mistake is a lesson.
Turret plating will soon fall.
You got it.
An ally has been slain.
Bring me a real challenge.
An ally has been slain. Unstoppable.
Adapt to all situations. Never settle for second.
Sneaky, sneaky.
You have slain an enemy.
I'll be right under them.
Who questions my ability? My place is at the top.
An enemy has been slain.
My journey's only beginning.
I was hiding.
Calibrating. Dominating.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Show me the path. Put me to the test.
Legendary. An enemy has been slain.
Every mistake is a lesson.
Shut down. An enemy has been slain.
Bring me a real challenge. Is that all they've got? Adapt to all
Legendary.
situations. Never settle for second.
It's me!
My place is at the top. Who questions my ability? Been waiting for this.
Your turret has been destroyed. Your team has destroyed a turret.
Show me the path.
Here's something that won't wash off.
Killing spree. Your team has destroyed a turret.